So let's talk about something serious, though. This is amazing. So 6 Degrees, your organization.
Yeah.
We did something earlier today, but talk about like what's the purpose? Why did you want to do this?
Well, SixDegrees.org is a charitable organization we started in 2017, and this 2024 is the 40th anniversary of a certain movie that I did. Where
there might have been dancing involved.
Yeah, there might have been dancing going on. And so we launched this initiative to build 40,000 kits. And these are kits that are in bags or backpacks that get distributed to people that need essential items, whether they be not doing well, struggling, unhoused, whatever it happens to be. Children sometimes who, can't afford them or are going off to school. And so today, with your beautiful crowd, we actually built 200 bags.
Super cool, man. Yeah, and let's talk about your podcast. So this is 6 Degrees with Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah, 6 Degrees.
What do you talk about?
Well, it's a podcast where in the first half of it, I discuss with celebrities, whether they are actors or musicians, dancer, people from sports, reality television, comedians. We just kind of shoot the breeze. We talk about whatever connections we might have, things that either in terms of having worked together or whatever. And the second half of it is we talk about the organizations that they are connected to. Either they're on the board or it's a foundation that they've actually started, and we bring the person on to the podcast who runs their foundation so that they get a microphone in front of them, someone that doesn't... Get the spotlight, yeah. And so it's a lot about kind of bringing some attention to things that celebrities care about other than the clothes that they wear or the restaurants that they go to.
Speaking of good causes, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, everybody, a movement that encourages people and organizations to positively transform communities across the world. We can do it. So Building Kits by Kevin Bacon campaign. So how can people get involved other than showing up to be an audience member at my show?
Yeah, well, that's a great start. There's a few different ways. One is that if you have an organization, wherever it is in the country, that has a need. Even during this bag building, someone reached out to our 6 Degrees person and said, I got an organization in Seattle that could really use something like this going on.
Yeah.
So that's one way you can go to 6degrees.org and connect with us that way. You can also donate, for sure. We need to raise money to
buy the essentials.
To buy the bags. We do have as many corporate sponsorships and partnerships as we possibly can. The Bomba socks today came from Bomba, and for instance. And the third way is in your communities, if you hear about this going on, to just volunteer. And it doesn't cost you anything. You show up, you take the things, you put them in the bag, and it's a great sense of satisfaction that you feel when you've, my brother and I were down in D.C. playing a Bacon Brothers show, and we showed up. It took us, an hour of our day, where we're sitting around waiting for sound check to just go and hang out with some people and put some stuff in some bags, and then the satisfaction of turning around and seeing 300 bags that are going to go to kids that are struggling in the D.C. area. It's a great feeling.
Absolutely. Well, as we mentioned earlier before the show, our audience, Kevin and I all got together to help out with his Building Kits campaign. So here's how that went.
Thank you so much for doing this, Kelly.
This is the coolest thing ever. We're building things, right?
Yeah, we're building bags.
Well, they do now. We're so stoked you're here. We're excited for the show, obviously, too. But I'm super excited. I've never gotten to do anything like this yet, so I'm excited. This is all Kevin's idea, by the way. It's amazing because he had this idea for us to pack bags, like all the essentials, like toothpaste, deodorant, and we had the audience. We already have all these people here. What's up, everybody?
Something like this is very, very simple, and
effective,
yeah, and it brings people together.
Everybody, you just put one thing from each basket, right?
Yep, one thing from each basket.
Look at you right
They're
now.
all essential things that people need.
I was one that needed help when I was younger, so we needed the help. We needed the essentials. We needed all that stuff. This is awesome. Sure.
Why don't you guys come down this side, and then we can just make an assembly line and just pass them down.
Oh, yeah, if y'all come down this way, here, I'll go down here.
Thank you. Thank you. We've also put in like a handwritten note of any kind of inspiration that that you can find. You know, I mean, I just
do
said,
this for the guests.
hang in there.
And when our recipients receive these kits with a handwritten note from the person that packed them that shows them that somebody really cares, it's powerful. It reminds the recipient that there's a real person on the other side of those kits.
It's just another detail for people who are maybe just having a rough day or a rough time in their life.
Hey guys, thank you so much. This was all Kevin. You was the one who came up with this. 6 Degrees. Thank you for being a part of it this morning.
Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for your work.
All right, so let's talk to some of the people who helped with the bags this morning. I'm going to start with Brittany. So, Brittany, what was the experience like for you?
Well, Kelly, I really enjoyed working with you and Kevin this morning, building the bags. As a military spouse, we just love coming together for one mission for Giving Tuesday to intentionally give back and connect our communities. My favorite part of this morning was adding the personal note in there to really make it, add that personal touch. Mine said, "You matter" on it, and I feel like something simple is
Absolutely,
good.
and thank you for your family's service. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. Teresa also wanted to share her experience. So, Teresa, why don't you tell us what it was like?
So the experience was by far very welcoming and warming. This really resonated with me. Growing up, I was in a single-parent household, and we also depended on charity and donations and state and all that. And one of the things that I really liked was the comment card, because we can give and we can receive, but words of wisdom, just writing something and saying, keep the faith, everything's going to be okay, God's with you, and the encouragement goes up further sometimes than just actually receiving a pair of socks.
Yeah, somebody took a minute to write it. You know what I'm saying? It's not an email, it's not anything like that, it's like personal.
The experience coming here was just amazing.
It's so funny you pointed that out, but I feel like it is a lot of people, when you grow up without, then you know what that's like.
Exactly.
So when you're blessed, then you know that you need to give, because you were that person on the other side. That's like, I mean, it's kind of odd, but I'm almost really thankful for it, because I understand like the need. So it's a really important thing that not everybody gets, you know, which you're kind of happy about, but then you're also like, hey, think outside yourself. Well, before we get to break, can you tell me what was going on in that podcast clip? Your wife was in it,
Yeah, that was a kind of a special episode where she was the guest, and we highlighted actually our foundation, SixDegrees.org, and Stacey Houston, who runs the foundation, was there. And I mean, it was fun to, it was unusual to.
Have you ever interviewed her?
No,
yeah.
No, I have not. No, I mean, unless we're talking about breakfast. I mean, but I
didn't know, like, if a magazine ever, you know, sometimes they have like stars, interview stars. I didn't know they'd ever done that.
I don't think so. No, I don't think they've ever asked us to do that. And we don't do that much together,
dynamic.
frankly. You know, we don't do, I mean, we do everything together, but we don't do that much.
I appreciate that, though. You have your separate life. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. So
that's important. That's why you're still married.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Independence. Well, let's take a short break, everybody. Check out Kevin's podcast, 6 Degrees with Kevin Bacon, wherever you get your podcasts, and go online to find out how you can join Kevin and 6 Degrees in their campaign to provide 40,000 essential care kits